Crisis averted. Relationship, maybe not so much.
Hi, everybody. Chopping nuts, dates over here. Getting them ready.
All right, so I'll give everyone a quick sec to join. We would have used evaporated milk, but we were all out of that to do. So for those of you, we're using our phone this time, so the chat you guys should all see. For those of you who are part of Midge and Madge's Mean Goal, they tried the coffee that's made out of cat poop.
What?
Yeah, I guess there's a coffee made out of cat poop.
Ugh.
Yeah. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. We're making coconut date balls. I know there's already been some comments about I'm not a big coconut fan. Normally, I'm not a big coconut fan. However, these, because of Rice Krispies and the goop you make with it, I really like it. And the people that do like this or do request it love these. Like, they love them. So, dates do make you go a lot. So welcome everyone. So I'm sorry you're not getting notifications. That happened with our other video, so I apologize if you're not getting it. So let's tell you quickly what's going to be in this. We have butter, sugar, milk, yay, milk, eggs, which are coming. Then we also need vanilla, Rice Krispies, and the last but not least is chopped dates. So they're chopped, but
fairly large, so I chopped it down a little bit.
You want them about this size, and the reason why is you're gonna cook these down, and they're gonna cook in the sauce and get going and stuff. So we'll get started with this, and also for those just joining, for that watched our almond roca, there is the completed, and we probably break them into about this size, and it is...
Oh, they're so good. This is such a good recipe.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started on the coconut date balls, and like I said, I will try to answer your thing. I did send Sean to the store because, well, we don't need to get into it, but Sean and I are working on our communication skills, and usually he thinks he didn't hear something, but he has selective hearing.
Yes. Selective.
I have you trained so well. Yes. So thank you for joining us so late. I was just telling Sean how normally we do our Christmas baking and we watch movies or music and it feels like a chore, but doing it with you guys live.
This is more fun.
It's so much fun to hear about your traditions and everything. So thank you for being here. I know it's late, but let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we have to combine the butter, the sugar, milk, and the salt, and we're gonna bring that to a boil, and we are going to, right before that, we will, or I'll walk you through it, but basically, you don't add the egg until a certain time. So let's go ahead and get started. Sean's gonna be once again using his induction cup. Induction
stovetop. Or countertop stovetop, something like that.
And I am doubling this recipe. So the recipe I gave you down below is just for if you wanted to make a single batch. But we are going to double this. So you're going to start with a half a cup of butter. These already come in half cups. So it's basically 2 of these bad boys. I'll give those to you.
All right.
And then we need 1 1/2 cup sugar. Sugar. Does anybody know what that's from? More. Sugar. Sean, I won't give it away, but it's from a specific movie. More. I love the movie too. They're all like, what are you guys talking about? Someone's gotta know. Need more sugar. Do you guys know what it's from?
Edgar is incorrect. Elf is, it is not Elf.
I will...
Not Batman.
It does have a sequel. We are not on vacation. We are Just
not
cooking.
until July.
July.
Or January.
Or January. Men in
Men in
Black!
Black.
Woo!
Very good.
He turns
Awesome.
into like an insect that needs sugar, right? And then every time he goes up and he starts, like, I think he starts getting like decomposed and he just goes around, that's all he can say is, need more sugar. All right, so we're gonna do this. It asks for a teaspoon of milk. All of that trouble for a teaspoon, you guys. Where's our measuring cups? Our thing. Found it. And we're gonna go ahead and heat this up. So we actually need 2 teaspoons because I doubled it.
Vincent D'Forno. That is correct, Sally.
Is that his name in real life or
That's his real name.
Oh,
Vincent.
I spilled.
He also played in the Netflix TV series. What was it? I gotta think about it, but yeah, he looks very interesting, bald. All right, what's our next one?
So we are gonna start bringing that to a boil. We need 1/8 teaspoon salt, but that's gonna be doubled.
So 1/4.
Yeah. So.
No, he might be in House of Cards, but it's not that. It was a Netflix. It's one of the.
Sean never got into House of
ones.
Cards. Is this going? There we go. So these here, I do recommend chopping them down because when this starts boiling, the things we're going to get ready is the dates, but we're also going to take our 2 eggs and you're going to beat the eggs and you're going to basically be very careful. You're going to add this at the last step because you don't want to cook the eggs. Well, you want to cook them slightly.
But not as an egg.
But not as an egg.
You're going to have them tempered in.
Correct.
Somebody wants to know, how did those cups go with all your coworkers?
Oh, so they of course loved it, but even more so, my supervisors loved it and thought it was so cool that we have this option to give to employees. This is all kind of jacked up.
Catty Wappins.
So I'm gonna go move it. Tell me when you see it.
You could probably do it just right here. Just turn the.
Oh, that's fine. Just be careful not to press any buttons.
I won't press any buttons.
You press buttons, they'll go bye-bye. All right.
There you go. I'll let you figure out. I've got this at 425 because we want to melt all this really quick. But this is going to be, like you said, added glass, and we're going to temper it in real nice and easy with it.
So it is interesting because there is a lot of people that do not like coconut.
That is true.
And what is your thoughts on these, Sean? You like them?
I like these. I mean, I'm not going to say I'll eat a lot of them at one sitting, but you know, when they're there, I'll eat one or a couple of them because it's a different little type of I don't know if you call them candies, I guess, or it's a dessert.
They're really good, and they're really good if you heat them up in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. So I went to Qdoba for dinner, and it was super busy. Then got home, and I thought you guys weren't getting notifications because I was using it on something else, so then I decided to do it on the phone, which then we had to figure out the phone on this whole thing. And as much as I do love the look of the other camera, I love getting the notification or the chat like this. I personally do.
Yeah, because we're just
out of curiosity, for those that have joined with us, which one do you like better? The way we were doing it kind of through the other way, or do you like this way, which is through the direct?
So how much do we have to cook this? I forget. Cook for 2 minutes?
You're going to bring it to a boil, then we put the egg in, and then it's 2 minutes.
Bring it to boil and cook for 2 minutes. Remove heat.
I love the live. I do love it this way too. I just need to figure out how we can do live using this camera for this phone. I have to figure it out, but
you can, but you would have to still use OBS because you need something to take it as an input.
Figure it out. I like it this way too.
I like the other way because we can use the real microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the lives. I know some people think they go on forever or people get off tangents, and I try to stay pretty much on point. But for me, the lives, couple things. Number one, I love the interaction with you guys, but the lives allowed me to bring Sean into it. So Sean has always been part of Ken's Creations. He's done the filming and, you know, making sure my mics are on and stuff, but having him be part of it, I love it. It's just, it's
very enjoyable. It's
enjoyable, and it's something we can enjoy together, and Sean's eye candy for people.
Oh, please.
For me, you're still eye candy.
Yeah, you can't, you like that you can't edit the picture.
It is funny because Sean used to always tell me when I'd edit, he'd be like, leave those parts in or leave your mistakes in, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and that's a reason why I didn't like the live at first, was I felt like I can't edit it, and that makes me weirded out.
What is CWS?
So CWS is a online free program that allows you to use multiple cameras and a microphone. So essentially it's a way to edit live videos. The problem with it, if there is a problem, is when you do it, number one, there's a pretty big delay. Number two, it's kind of, that's where sometimes you'll get the jerkiness of a video, or where it's kind of not the best. I like it, but I definitely like this way better, and this is why I keep coming back to it.
I think a lot of problems going live, and if you don't have a really good upload speed, it's not going to look good.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately here...
I just need to figure out a way to use the Logicam live. They're gonna have to figure out that, so we'll just have to figure it out.
Okay, we're bubbling.
Alright, so once we get to this point, we are going to take this, our egg yolk, and we're going to slowly dump it in.
Well, I'm going to show you what tempering means. Here's what tempering means.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Here you go.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and push this on pause for a second. Tempering basically is that I'm going to add the hot to this. Where's your fork? And you're going to stir that up just a little bit. So what it does is it slowly warms the egg up. And then when you're done, so we're just going to add this. And what I'm doing is doing a slow warming technique, tempering the eggs.
I thought temper was like tempering, or temper was like a coating on like chicken nuggets and stuff.
That's tempura.
Oh. I was wondering why you were saying, I was like, why are we going to bread this? But now this makes sense. So what is this doing?
This is basically bringing the cold egg to a warmer egg and keeps it from curdling or going into a scrambled egg as you have.
But you do want it to go into a scrambled egg a little bit, because it becomes the binding agent. Essentially, that's what you're creating, is the agent to bind for your Rice Krispies.
Egg is your binding agent.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
So he's going to turn this back on.
Okay, go ahead and start.
And then we're going to bring it to a boil for another 2 minutes. So while he is continually doing the stirring, I am going to get the vanilla and the chopped nuts. So I need 2 cups chopped, because remember I am doubling this. And I do go a little bit heavier on the dates just because some of them will cook down, which is kind of what you want. So once we're at a boil, are we at a boil?
It was starting, but I didn't want to go too fast.
Okay, well we have to get to a boil before we can start the 2 minutes. Boil that crap! We're going to end up adding a teaspoon of vanilla.
And if you don't use real vanilla, that's okay, but for the price, best way to go.
To a boil, please.
This way.
It's not boiling.
Oh, hi.
I have a couple friends that love these so much. My cousin Marcy loves this so much, I usually make her a full batch, and she freezes them and eats them throughout the year. Come on, baby, boil. So Sean removed it from the heat too soon. I know why he did that, but you really don't want to do that because the egg really is, you want it to cook a little bit in there. So I wouldn't recommend doing what he did. I would leave it on the heat. Normally I make these and he doesn't. So not saying you're doing it wrong, but you should add the egg when it is boiling and continue. So I'm not sure I like the tempering idea. I get what you're going for, but that's the whole point, is you want it to boil, add the egg, and then the egg kind of slightly cooks. So there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna add this while this is boiling for, and we're gonna kind of let it continue to boil for 2 minutes. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in the dates here.
How many dates we're doing?
It's a cup and we're doubling this. It was only supposed to be a half a teaspoon vanilla, but because we're doubling this, that's why I put in the teaspoon. So this is where it will start to cook down, and it will turn colors, and the dates will definitely start cooking down. So you really want to get it at this point 2 minutes, and then when this is done, we are going to add, did you put the sugar in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't remember the sugar. We're gonna add the Rice Krispies, and it's gonna be, normally calls for 2 cups, but we're doubling it, so we're gonna be putting in 4 cups.
It was getting too hard for the whisk.
Gotcha. Oh, I love the smell of this. Gosh, it's amazing when you start baking how the smells is what brings out Christmas. I can stir that for a little bit, Tron. Do you want to get 2 cups ready?
4 cups you mean?
Yes, I apologize. 4 cups. And you'll really know when this is kind of ready because it starts leaving kind of a film behind. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a film there. I know, smell brings on memories. And we always start with 4 cups, but you'll know, not yet.
Yep.
You'll know if you'll need more because they'll be too sticky. Because really what we have to do is once we add the Rice Krispies, we have to let it cool before we can make them into balls. Then you make them into balls and roll them in the coconut, and that's a little bit messy. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it off at this point. And go ahead and add the 4 cups. So at this point, these are extremely good. If you don't like coconut, you could make these into balls and
just call them date balls.
Date balls, basically.
Crispy date balls.
Crispy date balls. You could actually roll them in something else if you wanted, but I personally like the taste of a coconut. I don't go overboard. Some people go overboard on them, but that is a perfect amount of Rice Krispies.
You got Rice Krispies all over on the side of your spatula.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna set this outside, and the recipe doesn't call for a specific amount of coconut. I always start with this size, which is 5 1/3 cups. And what we'll end up doing is we're gonna put this outside to get it to cool. Do you want to go ahead and get a bowl and put our coconut in it?
Bowl of coconut, yes.
Here you
go. Where's our dogs?
They're in the pan.
Okay.
And then I will get out a cookie sheet and line
I love these bowls, rubber mounted and they don't slip. Whole thing?
Yeah, we'll start with the whole thing.
And we'll break these up a little bit. Which cookies do you leave for Santa?
Well, if Sean's putting him out, it's almond roca. But usually it's Santa surprise cookies. And we're gonna have to leave out a lot because now we don't drink a lot of milk because it's not really good for me. I get really bad,
You get stuffy.
I get stuffy and stuff, so I don't drink milk a lot, so hence why normally we don't need the milk because we always used to have milk in our house, but now we don't. The bowls came from Costco.
What did?
The bowls,
yes,
the metal
Costco.
bowls. They have them in, they just don't have that rubber bottom, so I don't know
why
because it's
such
pretty
a great
amazing.
idea,
Yeah. So, as you guys already know from earlier videos,
thank you,
when I make this, we'll be basically, after I wash my hands, we'll be using the butter to form the balls because it gives it a nice buttery taste. And then essentially what you'll do is you'll pack the coconut around it. So we'll show you here in 1 second. I'm gonna wash my hands. The only reason we cool it is it's really hot at this point. So to form them into balls right now, whoo, your little hands would burn. So we still have probably 3 more batches of almond roca to make tonight. Tomorrow we'll make coconut macaroons and our peanut butter balls. And then we should be done. So it's awesome. I was going to make these almond videos and actually edit them. But we did this instead. Stacy, that's when I got these bowls, was about 6 years ago. I bought them for a Christmas gift for Sean. Because at that time, he would always be like, we have no bowls, we have no bowls, we have no bowls.
No mixing bowls.
And so I bought them, and they've been by far the best bowls we have ever bought and used.
I think you can probably find these like at Bed Bath & Beyond, if you have those. Or what used to be around, linens and things.
Gosh, linens and things.
They went, I don't think they're around anywhere.
I think they're in Canada still.
Did your mom make gingerbread people?
I am not a gingerbread fan.
So your mom never made it?
My mom?
Yeah, your mom, did your mom? No. Did not. So this will be kind of interesting how we do this. Like we said, we're going to butter up our hands a little bit. Because this stuff is sticky since it's made out of sugar.
So I still need to cool it, but I'm going to get going by just dishing some into a smaller bowl here. Once again, you don't want to cool it too much because they will have a problem sticking then. But if you don't cool it, woo, you will burn your little hands.
How old were you when you started cooking with Mom?
Cooking or baking. So I'll be right. I'm just going to go put this outside real quick.
Daredevil, thank you, Sally. That is correct.
So my mom and dad got a divorce when I was in 5th grade, and she worked at a sprinkler company, and so during the winter she didn't work, and so she would wait till I got home from school, so that would have been 6th grade, so how old are you?
About 11.
11. And it was, you could tell it was the mark of Christmas because she would go out and buy the items, and I would, like in middle school, I remember distinctly, she would never tell me the day. So I would come home and I would just see all the baking supplies out, and I would, start helping her and stuff. And it was, I was never in charge of anything. It was just more helping and stuff. And I remember as if it's yesterday, she had these tapes, these Christmas tapes that were done by like a no-name band. They were like a $3 tape you could get at Walmart and stuff. And they were, I think it was Motown Christmas. It was the weirdest album. But she would have that going, and then we would, start, and she was pretty particular. So, and not particular, but she wanted things done a certain way. Yeah, so I think that's why I continue it. It's really special memories for me, especially since it was her main form that she gave to people was kind of, I'm baking this kind of for you type of stuff. So that's mostly why I continued it. I mean, it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but most of this stuff is, essentially because of her. So that's why we do it. That, and I'm pretty sure my family would disown me if I stopped making any of these things. So, and you know, I hope she's up there looking down and happy we're making it. And
of course.
Sean takes pretty good pride in the fact that he's one of the few people that can make her almond roca just perfect every time, which is a really cool thing. So I'm gonna, especially my fingers, get some butter on that. And what one of us will do is make the balls and the other will
take them out.
Take them out, because if not, what will end up happening is your hands get messy. So, and you make them roughly about this size, because once you put coconut around it, it will get bigger in size. And the other thing too is if you mix and have just one person doing this, your coconut will turn yellow if you mix it too much. So there it is. I know, right? I am telling you what though, that is my little trick for everyone is, Sean thinks it's funny because the first couple of years into it, we used to spray our hands with like nonstick spray. And then one time we were out and Sean's like, I'll go get it. And by the time he got home, I had already made them onto balls. And he was like, what'd you use? And I was like, butter. He's like, oh, I'm not sure that's going to be good, but it gives it a nice little buttery taste.
A little bit, just a hair.
I love it. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. That means a lot to me. I hope she is. This has probably been the first Christmas that I haven't had like a complete breakdown over her, because she loved the holidays. She loved Halloween, which led into Christmas. And I will tell you, no matter what, my mom didn't make a lot of money, but she made sure me and my two brothers, even after my parents got divorced, had a nice Christmas, even if it meant putting stuff on a credit card. So, you know, she was a pretty special lady.
Yeah, she was. I was fortunate enough to have met her and known her for a few years. All right.
So this makes probably, each batch I think makes 24 balls about.
Maybe more than that.
Yeah. And right now, if you don't like coconut, I would just use this goop, I call it, the date goop. It's amazing. Just that taste. And I think mostly that's what people like. I mean, obviously the coconut's just an enhancer, but these were one of my mom's favorites. Well, I mean, they're all her favorites. That's why she made all this stuff. But I was kind of in charge of these from a little kid, because, I mean, all you're doing is making little balls. But I used to make the balls and then make like 30 of them and then just throw them all in the powdered sugar and kind of do this whole contraption of mixing them all together. And I did that one year and Sean was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I was like, but that's how I want to do it. And he was like, no, that's not happening. I was like, all right. What's the best way to describe the flavor? I mean, I wouldn't say it's real datey. It's
not real date ball-ish.
You can definitely taste the egg, which is kind of, people are sometimes weirded out by, but it's for sure, when I didn't take orders, I would just throw everything in the box, and these poor little coconut date balls were always the last thing people wanted.
Yeah.
And most people didn't eat them, so, which is fine. It didn't hurt my feelings, but even if no one ate them, I would still probably make them every year just in honor of my mom.
Yeah. We got to make them for Mars.
My cousin Marcy loves them. And she was...
Does your dad like these too?
Oh, Kim, I'm glad. You have no idea. And you know what? I tell that to my friend. Kim just said she's single mom and wants to make sure Christmas is special. Right. I will tell people, a lot of people say, gosh, I'm so sorry that you lost your mom. She was so young, which she was. But I tell people all the time, I would rather have an amazing mom who impacted my life so amazingly, that's so special to me, rather than have a mom who's not present or I didn't have any relationship forever. So as hard as it was losing her, the 24 years I had her, she was pretty amazing.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go get the remainder of that, Sean. I'll be right back.
All right, 2, 4, 6,
8, who do we appreciate?
That's 20.
Well, keep in mind we double this.
I know. No, I am just barely rolling, just enough for it to adhere to.
I almost say like you almost pack it is almost what it is. You're packing the.
And I'm not using a lot of pressure. There's no need to.
Yeah, it's so sticky, it should. If you do it in a timely fashion, if you let it cool too much, it is hard to get it to stick. But I also think the butter, having that butter layer, it's good, isn't it?
Love that stuff.
The sauce, I don't know what it's called. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't have a food processor.
This one here, well, we do.
We do?
Yes.
Where?
Back there.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
How long have we had a food processor?
You bought me one.
I bought it?
Yes.
When?
I don't know, a couple years ago?
Huh.
Or last year? I don't know.
Interesting. I agree 100%, Tiffany. My memories, I'm sure I can tell you like certain presents, but my memories are all spending it at my mom's house. We had cousins and aunts come over. And more so than anything on my Christmas memories is getting together and my fam. You guys have no idea. You guys think I'm loud. My volume is normal for my family.
Yep.
So my entire
family's
family's
get
loud.
them all together.
So when Sean came to the first holiday, it was.
Oh dear God.
You guys have to understand. So I came out when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 19. So I told my family, 1999, July of 1999. So they were already dealing with that. And then I met Sean in November of 1999. So not only is that a pretty quick turnaround, Sean is 14 years older than me. And God bless my mom. She, not only did she accept Sean, I am not kidding. See, look, when you come to the later show, you get all this information. I met Sean. We went on a few dates. So we're looking at like November 13th. By November 15th, Sean was spending every single night at my mom's house with me.
But she actually was grateful that I was there because, you know, she did live alone most of the time and was happy that somebody like myself was there.
Well, and I also think she was happy that, you know, and I don't mean this in a bad way by any means, but at that time, the gay population in Spokane was doing a lot of partying, you know, I mean, you're looking at the late 90s still, there was, you know, the epidemic of AIDS and, you know, it was so rampant. So she was really concerned about that. So to know that I had basically a senior citizen as a... Oh. Yeah, she was. She actually did like having someone there because she did live alone once I moved out, but it seems like me or someone else was always moving back. So she did like having someone there, that security of knowing, you know, someone was there. It was funny because she she was very paranoid, so she had a deadbolt that she would turn on the front door. Well, the problem with the deadbolt is you can't get in. She has to open it. And I would stay out late. My brother Don would stay out late. And I remember in high school being like, Mom, just leave the deadbolt undone. You know, I'm out with friends. She wouldn't do it, so I'd have to ring the doorbell. She would wake up and she wore a muumuu. If you don't know what a muumuu is, I mean, it's not really a nightgown. It's a
one-piece dress.
It's a one-piece dress that she would wear. That was like her pajamas. But when my mom finally went to sleep, she slept hard, and her hair was chaotic. So she'd wake up in the middle of the night, and because of that, and us boys doing that, we started calling her Heat Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus. Because when she would wake up in the middle of the night, she looked like Heat Miser. Her hair was like all sticking up and crazy and all over the place. And so to this day, we still watch, when we watch The Year Without Santa Claus, we're like, we all memorize that song. We all do it because she even used to kid like, I'm Heat Miser. And it was funny because my friends, I'd always warn them. I'm like, Mom, or I'd always wear like, my friends would come over. I'm like, okay, here's the deal. My mom deadbolts it. She's gonna get up in the middle of the night, but you know, she's gonna look kind of crazy. And they're like, okay.
Oh, that's right. Mrs. Roper wore one of those.
Yep. And I will tell you guys, and this is where it gets hard, is at 2 o'clock in the morning, I had probably 8 friends with me at all times, and we'd always hang at my house because I had the full basement. And my mom would get up, and she would undeadbolt the front door, and she would check in with every single one of my friends and just see how they were doing and how their grades were. And this was 2 o'clock in the morning, so it hit pretty much my entire.
It's okay, Liz. She was a fabulous, fabulous lady. You have no idea. She was funny. She always had the right thing to say to keep your spirits up. Quite amazing.
That she was. So it's probably why I do this every year, is just because she impacted a lot of people's lives, and to this day, all my friends.
Oh yeah.
Still say, you know, gosh, she'd stay up till then, 2 o'clock, talking with them. 8 teenagers.
Oh yeah.
It was just crazy.
Of course, that was a little before my time.
It was, but like my best friend Allie, if you talk to Allie, like she has really, really fond memories of my mom and stuff. So she was pretty sweet. So for anyone that's lost their mom, I totally get it. Christmas is a blessing and a curse because, you know, it's Christmas, so you want to be happy, but no matter what, it doesn't matter if you lost your mom when they were 54 or 94, it's a mom, so it's hard. It's hard, for sure, but I'm very fortunate because I still have a family that gets all together and tries to keep my mom's memory and traditions live, and even though Sean and I never got married because she died in 2004, gay marriage wasn't legal, that wasn't on the radar, probably about 2 weeks before she passed, 3 weeks, when a doctor came in, she introduced, you know, this is my brother, or this is my son Don, his wife, this is my brother Russ, his wife, and then she got to me and said, this is Ken, and she introduced you as my son-in-law Shaw, which was pretty amazing.
Yes,
so
it was.
So there you go. Didn't mean to get all choked up on you, but
no, that's fine. Shows that you're human.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm human. She was 93. Wow. What an amazing. I often tell people Sean's grandmother lived to be 92. And I think though she had even said at 92, she said,
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. She said, I'm tired of seeing my friends pass away, and
she was just in a lot of pain.
She was very devout in her religion, so she was ready to be with her maker, and so yeah. We made it.
We made it. Look at
How many did we make?
I'll find out in a second. I think they're rows of 8s.
Rows of 8?
6, 7 times 8. 54, 55, 6, 8, almost 60.
Did you wash your hands before doing this?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I had to because they were get sticky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's coconut date balls for you guys.
Isn't that fun? Believe me or not, if you're not a coconut fan, like you said, just the dates and stuff, you can eat that by itself.
Yeah. So this batch, this is all we're making because this is the least requested item is this. So people, I think we're making it for, 12 different families.
Well,
12 or 13 right around.
Families.
And only 5 sets of the families wanted this.
5 or 6.
Which didn't hurt my feelings. I'd much rather than tell me that than these end up in the garbage just because, as many of you guys know, not only is it a lot of work, it's a lot of money. Baking supplies are not cheap.
$200 for all this.
Yeah, it was $200 for all of our baking supplies, which, unless someone baked, they don't realize that when you're giving them a box full of baked goods and stuff. So, and then of course it's hard because people want to go on a diet right afterwards and stuff. So that, I think this will be all we make on this one. And stuff. So, ooh, I bet you they would. Becky, that's a good idea. She said, I bet they would be good with,
Fresh macadamia?
Yeah.
I saw that. Ooh, that'd be really good.
And I saw a comment, I don't know who it's from, but it said something about a PDF on the recipes, and I am working on that. I'm working on trying to get all the recipes written up and stuff. It's just, whenever I do that, it seems like things happen and things like that, and it's not that they're secret or anything, it's just, you know, you're kind of, are you going to box them up? We are going to box them up. So I'll go grab one really quick.
Love it, Sally. Exactly.
What do you love?
What did I eat? That's her diet. What did I eat? Oh, so much. Oh my goodness. It says 25, but we ended up with almost 60. So yeah, I guess it all just really depends on how big you make them. These are just small, about the not quite golf ball, but just a hair less. Yep. This would be the card.
What's my card?
That's your card.
Oh yeah, that's my handwriting.
That's his handwriting.
So here is kind of the boxes we put them in. So for a family of 4, they'd probably get this size. You can get these at Hobby Lobby, and they usually go half off. So like this is $6, so we got them for $3. And then we will line it either with aluminum foil or wax paper and then store all of this. So this is about the size we would give someone for a family of 4. For the family of 2, we'd get these, same place, Hobby Lobby. Oh no, these I got at Rite Aid. They went clearance for $1. And then it's enough for a family of 2 or 1. I have a lot of nieces and nephews now that are just onesies, but it's kind of cute. A real quick story. When we first started this, we made one for my brother Russ and his family, my brother Don and his family, my dad, my aunt, and Marcy and Ron, I think, and that was it. So like 5 sets. But the rule has always been once you turn 18, you're an adult. And my nieces and nephews started literally saying, well, I'm an adult now, so do I get my own treat box? And I was like, sure. Well, at the time, I didn't realize all of them were going to grow up eventually. So now...
They have. All but one is left.
So they all get these, their own little box now and stuff. But I think that's kind of cool that they do.
2 singles, 1 couple.
Yeah.
All of them, right? 2 couples. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Kaylin's the couple, Ryan's a couple, and then Andrea and Alex are both singles. So they only get the smaller one. My dad's a single, my aunt's single. And then we do 1, 2, 3, like 4 families of 4 or more. But those families are, those parents are my like friends, and their kids are just now getting to a certain age. So they're only like, I mean, I call them my pseudo nieces and nephews, and they call me, oh, this year though makes sense. My nephew Alex can't, pseudo nephew Alex can't say Kenny. He can, but I don't very good. So for whatever reason, he started calling me Uncle Candy, and it stuck. So now I'm known as Uncle Candy. So he's getting candy from Uncle Candy and stuff. So, and then we have this one too, which is nice for a Tuesday. I do like the tins because I don't have to line them.
Nope.
Because I can just wash them out.
Easy wash out.
So I'm trying to convert, when they go on sale afterwards, I'm trying to convert to all of this. And then the families require, the rule is if you want more, you have to give me back the box. If you don't give me back the box,
you're not getting crap.
You're not getting crap. But that's not necessarily true. We're pretty much gonna make stuff. But our list is growing, which is kind of cool, because it could be the other way around. People could be like, I could be like, do you want a treat box? And if they were like, no, you know, that would mean they suck. So it's kind of a compliment that people enjoy it, and they know it's something I do in memory of my mom, and my friends closest to me know that that's important, keeping her memory alive and focusing on positive, you know, memories, because it is hard when you lose someone. So, so yeah. And I would say the last thing is I always tell people is you never know what's going to happen with your parents or loved ones. So make sure you reach out to them and love them. And if you're fighting, just get down to the core and remember that whether you like it or not, they're your DNA, and you gotta cherish them, because when they're gone, they're gone. They don't. I think that they do come back and leave us little signs. Every once in a while, Mom leaves me little photos of other men in the area that are single.
What?
I'm just kidding.
What the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, so sorry. Sorry.
Oh, goodness, that was funny. Okay, so anyways, we will be back tomorrow. We're going to do coconut macaroons. Macarons. Macaroons?
Macaroons. The macarons.
I don't know what the difference are.
You know, remember when at the My Fresh Basket, the blue and the pink ones that are
oh,
sandwich? Those are macarons.
Okay, gotcha. So we're going to be making that tomorrow and the peanut butter balls, which are another favorite among people because they are kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup but in a ball format. And then we'll be done. Sean will make probably his hot butter, my aunt's hot butter rum. And then Friday, our festivities start. So we have Friday and then I must have missed your comment. What was your comment? Oh, the almond roca video. It's so good, you guys.
It's good and easy.
It's so good. Here's one little piece of it again. Yum, yum, yum. And
into your mouth.
Oh.
Into my mouth. Oh.
So good. So, I hope you... The peanut butter balls are... I got that.
They're good, and boy, they're rich, too.
Emoji. Ken's Candy Creations. You know, I was going to do that, someone said, but they said that if you shorten it, it's KKK.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, the peanut butter balls are pretty amazing. I got those from a... my mom's name was Betty, and it wasn't Elizabeth, it was Betty. It was actually Betty Jane McKenna and then Betty Jane Hess, but everyone would always ask her, is that short for Elizabeth? And it should always be like, nope, it's just Betty. Just Betty, which, so, and it's not a name you hear a lot anymore. So anytime I see someone with the name Betty, which I know we have one here in our chat, it instantly reminds me of her. It's like, oh, there's my mom. So, yep, Betty. I'm not an Elizabeth either. Because everyone assumes you are, so, and stuff. So, anyways, yeah, that was her name. So, we will be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining. We are having so much fun doing these lives with you.
Thank you.
Well, I did like using the phone, so we're going to keep doing that as well. And stuff. And, yeah, if you guys have questions, reach out to us. But other than that, have an amazing... Oh, Sean's going to come by and say hi. That looks so creepy.
I know. And boy, does that hurt my back.
Yeah, sorry. And hopefully tomorrow the alerts will start working again, you guys. So, all right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. We have to take it down because it's...
Yeah, it's a little hard to get to that thing.